Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of SJGames Live, another holiday-themed episode, as you can see. We've got Deadly Doodles. It's actually been a little while. If you have been watching SJGames Live for a while, we've done these games a lot, but we took a little bit of break after FNordCon 2.5, 2.3, whichever one that was, 2 point something, back in October. We haven't really played it a lot since then, and I really wanted to bring it back. Today we're going to be playing on the holiday map, so if you're playing along at home, this is what the map looks like. We've actually linked it. We can probably link it in the comments below as well, but it's linked on our Deadly Doodles website. We have a few different holiday maps. So there's there's a Valentine's Day map. We just did a Thanksgiving map. There's a Halloween map. These are free to download, and you can play. All you need to play the game is a copy of Deadly Doodles. But all you need to play along with me right now is this map and something to write with. So if you print this map off, you can play along with me here at home. If you're watching this after our live stream, if you're watching the recorded version, you can still play along with me. It's totally fine. We're going to be doing everything from a single deck of cards. We've got Jimmy the Trap Master behind the camera. He's going to be picking some traps for us. We have a specific way that we play it online with everybody. I did want to mention, Deadly Doodles definitely still available. It wasn't in our stocking stuffer episode because it's slightly bigger than a stocking, but it makes a great gift. And we do have the expansion Deadly Doodles 2 out now, which is a blast. This actually uses some elements from Deadly Doodles 2, which I'll explain all the rules, how to play the game in a second. It doesn't use any of the dice mechanics, so we don't need an extra die, but some of the maps online do use a D6, but you can use any D6. You just need to supply your own dice if you don't have the game itself. Of course, we also sell dice, so there's that too. But I think we'll go ahead and switch to overhead, and I will show you guys how to play Deadly Doodles. The first part of our video will just be kind of like a how to play the game. So here's what the map looks like. As you can see, it's very cute. Looks like a little winter bear with a Santa hat on there. In a game of Deadly Doodles, what we're trying to do is draw lines through the dungeon to score points. To do this, we're going to be drawing cards from a deck. Every round, I'm going to flip over 4 of these cards, and I'll go ahead and flip some here. Just for an example. This is not, don't start yet. This is just an example. So for example, this would be our 4 cards that were flipped this turn. And these are the routes that we have to use. As you can see, there's they go from diamond to diamond. And if you look on these small ones on your map, there's also diamonds on those. So what that means is you need to draw that same route, and you can turn them however you want. And you're making a route to score points by covering up different items. Different items do different things. To start a route, you always have to start from one of the arrows to start the game. Once you've started a route on the board, once you've started a route on the board, you can build off of an existing route. So let's say I started with a corner here. I could do a corner. I'll use this map as an example. I have another map next to me. So I could draw a map like this. That could be using that corner. And then I could do something like a straight line. So that would use that straight line. And then I have a straight line and a corner left. I could do, okay, I want to do a corner here. But now I have to do a straight line. Now, the rules to drawing, you'll have to go diamond to diamond. So right here, I can't do a straight line because it runs into this black wall. I can't just run into black walls with a line. I would have to do something else there. So to do that last route, I would have to either be able to attach it to the end of this route or to another entrance. So I'd have to keep going either here, which I can't, or I could start from another entrance. It's not bad to start from another entrance, but at the end of the game, there's points for everything. So let's go through what you do when you cover. So let's say I'd had a corner here. I could have done something like this instead. And you can build from 2 different places on the turn. You can actually just start at a bunch of different entrances if you want. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can. So let's say you'd built something like this. This was the actual route you had. Instead of another straight, you had another corner. When you cross over an item, you'll mark it off down here if there's a spot for it, or you'll put a tally mark. So for weapons, you have this little tracker over here. You just mark off the F weapon. If you crossed over one of the lettered monsters, you'd mark that off over here as well. If you cross over coins, there's a spot to mark off coins. If you cross over a bag of loot, there's a spot to mark that off. Each of these scores or gives you negatives in a different way. The weapons are all worth 1 point. Monsters are actually worth, they're actually worth negative points. You get -2 for every monster unless you have the matching weapon. If you have the matching weapon, they're worth +4 points. So let's say I crossed over this E monster over here. If I cross over the E monster at the end of the game, if I haven't crossed over the E weapon, he's worth -2 points. If I have crossed over both the E-weapon and the E-monster is worth 4 points. Weapons are always worth a point, so they're always going to be worth something. The bags of loot, these bags of gold here, are each worth 2 points, but if you've crossed over the dragon, all scoring happens at the end of the game, by the way, so you don't have to worry about it. If you cross over a monster early on in the game, that's fine. Just make sure to get that weapon at some point. The bags of loot are always worth 2 points, so they're always good. But if you cross over the dragon at the end of the game, they're worth 4 points, so you double their score. These coins are worth nothing, but at the end of the game, if you've crossed over the skull, they're worth 5 points each. So they're very similar to the dragon and the loot. The catch is there's only one skull and there's only one dragon, so you got to make sure you get to them. And that is, the other points come from the entrances. Every entrance that you haven't used at the end of the game is worth a point. Jimmy is going to call out some traps at the end of the game. He's actually setting them now. In the regular game, they're done a little bit differently, but for us, they're done randomly since we're going to be affected by all of them. And whenever he calls it, at the end of the game, he'll reveal the traps. And if we've hit those spots, then those will be worth negative points as well. Is there anything else on here that there's... Yeah, you get +1 point for every entryway that you haven't used. I think that's it. If for some reason you can't use a card or don't want to, you can choose not to. But you have to mark down here that you skipped a card, and those are worth negative points. Generally, you don't have to do that because you can usually use all of them. I will say there's some stuff that's tough to get to here. You'll notice, like this spot here, it's got walls on all 3 sides of it. That means you have to use a dead end. There are dead end cards that terminate in the middle. There'll be a little dot. You can still use those to cover up stuff, but you can't build a route from them. So let's see if I can find one here just to show you guys an example. Yeah, there's one right here. So that's what a dead end looks like. As you can see, it goes to the middle and then it just kind of stops. That means you can't build a route from that spot. You can build other routes into it, like you can stop there because it's not crossing the line. Another thing you can't do is you can't draw a line like this later, or let's say I had I wanted to cross a route like this. I can't later draw a line through it. So you have to, you just can't cross an existing line, essentially. But I think that's all there is. I will use that was a warm-up map. Pretend I didn't do that. This game lasts for 7 rounds, so we're going to flip over four cards every round, at least 7 rounds, or at least 4 cards every round. There are a couple of draw 2 cards in the deck, so we may see more than that, just so you guys know. We generally, even if we draw all the draw 2s, I don't believe we'll see the whole deck, though. So there's still going to be, there are equal amounts of every route, but you may not get an equal amount of every route in any given game. But if everybody's ready to go, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm not looking at the comments, guys, so if you guys notice anyone that tells me to slow down or something like that, let me know, please. If you need me to slow down, just let me know. I will try to give everybody enough time, though. So we're going to go ahead and get going. Our first 4 cards. At the end, stay at the end. We'll compare our scores. I want to see everyone who's playing along, what your score is in comments. You can compare it to mine, see if you beat me. So we got a T, big cross. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Dead end. Okay, well, this is unfortunate. Having 2 dead ends at the beginning is kind of weird, but we can do something with this. This is actually not the worst. Let's start here. I'm going to do something a little weird. No, I'm not. I'm going to actually, that's actually perfect for up here in the corner. Oh, and once you draw your route, if you can also put the number of the round here in the top. There's a little box in the top left-hand corner of your of each of the little actual boxes. You could just draw 1, a 2, a 3, etc. to show you what round it is, so you can keep track of it. So I do the cross there. I'm going to do the T here. I'll do the dead end there, and I'll do the dead end there. So that gets me. I can mark off a coin down here and a loot down here. Now that coin is not going to be worth anything yet. It will only be worth something if at the end of the game I get the skull. But the loot's at least worth 2 points, so that's good. I'll give you guys some time there to do that. I also considered doing it here and crossing the F monster. That actually isn't the worst. There's enough little alcoves on the map, I think, that'll actually be okay. Down here's another good spot for the T. Yeah, there's a few entrances that the cross. The cross is kind of a hard. I'll say that the 2 that are tough is a lot of dead ends and a lot of those big pieces. There's only a few spots for the big crosses, so keep an eye out for spots where you can put those. I want to shout out, while we're waiting on this round, shout out Randy and Sam who've been making these maps for us. Every time our holidays come around, we pop it. They pop in, shoot me another map. It's really fun. I've really enjoyed them. I think it's. I don't have a way to time it, but that feels like it should be enough time for everybody. We'll give or take. I'll start scooping them up. If you start commenting below, then I'll know not to. So that's round one. I'm just going to keep track of them over here myself. I'll let you guys know every round. So next round, we got a corner, a straight, another T, and a corner. So now the catch is I got to go to a new entrance. I got to choose somewhere else, and I don't know where to go. Well, I do know I want to get to that skull, so let's keep that in mind. Let's do something like this. I'll use that T here, because I definitely want to get to that skull. Unfortunately, I want to be able to get to the skull and the loot, so that was maybe not smart. That was what the kids would call stupid. Well, I'll think about that later. How about that? I'll come back to that. I'm actually going to do something different now. I'm going to waste that one spot, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm actually going to do a corner. So I've already used another entrance, unfortunately. I've used 3 entrances, and each of those arrows is worth a point, so keep that in mind. Go over here, and I'll go over here. And that's another piece of loot for me. So I'll keep that in mind. Now, I could go over here and try to get more coins and stuff. I usually try to go for monsters, honestly, so this is different for me. I'm usually more of like a monster and weapon combo person. But not this time, it looks like. Sometimes the routes just don't give you what you're looking for, and that's part of the game. I really like, so the new mechanic that adds from Deadly Doodles 2 is actually the skull coin mechanic. That's one of my favorite mechanics from that one. That expansion actually adds quite a few things. It adds magic doors that open and close every round. You roll a die and it tells you which doors are open and closed, so you can't go everywhere on the map every round, which is really cool. There's a diamond mechanic that uses the die. There's some cursed gems that are really interesting, that you can cross the gems, but they might become cursed throughout the game, which are worth negative points, I think it is. It's really interesting. There's a lot of cool stuff, and I will mention that while we're printing these maps and drawing on them with a pen, the maps in the actual game are all dry erase. So you get dry erase cards, or dry erase like boards, and dry erase markers with them. It's really useful. So that is round 2. I think that's enough time, guys. Ooh. Got a straight. We've got a corner. Got a T. Okay, I actually like that. And a corner. Okay, so that T was something I wanted to see there. So I'm going to start back where I did before, where I kind of failed. So I'll do a 3 there. I'll do a corner there. That gets me another loot. Let's go ahead and get that skull. Let's go ahead and just cross that bridge and get that. So now we have a corner left over. I think I'm going to do it here just to set myself up for later, potentially. I'll have to make a choice. If I can get a T, that'd be great, but if I don't, I might have to just make a choice if I go for the loot or the coin. I guess the coin is worth more points now because I got the skull. So I do have the skull, which is good. But I only have 1 coin, so I really should have gone for the dragon. There we go. Oh man, so that's the thing. Sometimes you just like have a nice setup, and then you're like, wait a second, I've definitely screwed up. Normally in the game, so we're not going to be doing it this game, just so you know. But the way that traps work is a trap card would come out of the deck. And when a trap card comes out, we'd all be choosing where we place our trap. So there's actually even kind of another mechanic where you can kind of force other people to take that. This one we have to facilitate us playing it online with you guys. Jimmy has kind of been the trap master for a while. This is the first time that I'm actually going to get the traps from the man himself. Usually I have to get them in an email filled with music lyrics. So that's a plus. My spoiler buffer is always music lyrics. He always sends me a list of lyrics from the internet. And this is actually pretty cool because this is our first time playing Deadly Doodles in the studio. So I'm already looking. I can see the screen from where I'm at, and it looks really good compared to me playing on my phone at my house, which was most of the pandemic. So that was less good, but it was still fun. I like playing along with you guys. So that is round 3. This is about halfway. This is round 4, so this is pretty much the halfway point. Got a straight. We got a corner. We've got another straight. And again, corner. You can spin these around however you want. Obviously, it doesn't matter as much for like the crossing piece, but for all these corners and stuff, you can spin them however you need to use them. Let's see. So I didn't get a T there. And I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't like that. Not a fan. Now, if I come around, I'm really thinking of some weird routes here that don't make a lot of sense. I'm going to be honest with you. If I loop around, corner, nope, there's no amount of corners that makes that logical. Don't you laugh at me, Brandon. Every time I say something strategic, Brandon is laughing behind the camera. He's like, okay. Let's go, smart guy. That's a convoluted way to get points, Hunter. That's not very smart. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Sorry guys, it's gonna take me a second. This is like a clinching round. Not really. I think this is just normal, but you know what? Do I just make the decision? See, this thing, I can't just make the decision to cut that spot off. Because once I make a decision to take a corner here, I'm just done at that corner, essentially. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and do... Ooh. We're running a little low on ink, it looks like. Oh, no, that's working. Never mind. So 4. Do there for 4. Do a straight and get more loot that I don't have a dragon for. And I need I have another straight to use, which I can do... Nowhere. Nowhere good, at least. Where's the F weapon? Down here? I don't really... You know what? Let's start building towards that dragon. Let's do this. We used an entrance, but maybe I can pick up the dragon on the way. That's my 4. This is tough, though. We only have 3 rounds to do a lot of stuff. Quite a bit of stuff, actually. If I get to the dragon, though, it could be good. First said that? Andrew? My head is in the game. I'm actually wearing the same hat as this bear, so I'm as in the game as humanly possible right now. I'm max in the game. And I'm in the Christmas spirit, man. This map is all about being in the Christmas spirit. It's got the spirit of giving all over it, like giving me bad routes, giving me hard decisions, giving me difficult stuff. So that is round 4. Now that was the halfway point. 3 rounds left, so we're in danger territory. I do need that T. We got a straight. We haven't seen a lot of dead ends. Got a corner. So that worries me. That means that makes me think that there's just going to be a bunch of dead ends at the end of the game. So I'm going to do the T here, which I definitely needed. I can use a corner there, I guess. I want to get to some more coins. Some more coinage. I have a straight. I could do like a straight here and a T here. Because I feel like this is going to be a spot where I'm going to just pop a dead end down and be done with that. When I get like a round of 4 dead ends or something. We haven't even seen a draw 2 yet. This end of the deck is going to be savage. The end of this deck's just going to be like dead ends, draw 2s. Here's some more dead ends. Brandon. Oh no. So this is probably our second to last live stream of the year. I want to say I've probably got one more before the break. What date is it?
Today's the 10th.
The 10th. I might have two more before the break.
I think so.
No, that can't be. That'd be Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And we are. I want to say here, no, we're not streaming on Christmas Eve. I'm sorry, guys, but
I will not be here.
Brandon's gonna be here. Bells on, dressed like Santa Claus. I promise. That's a 100 guarantee.
I don't have any bells.
You will once I'm done with you. No, we're gonna. We got one more stream. We'll let you know what that is. Probably beginning of next week. I want to do something fun and Christmassy. I did want to mention, I mentioned last week, December 8th was the last day to make sure you had stuff by Christmas, but you can still order from Warehouse 23 right now. And it might get to you by Christmas. It's not like there wasn't like a hard cutoff where we're like, no, now we definitely won't get you stuff by Christmas. That was just more like, in case there's delays in the, in the post office, which happens around this time of year. And there's just things that can happen. We didn't want anyone to miss out on Christmas just because, we couldn't get it to you in time necessarily because some stuff that's outside of our control. But if you have some stuff you want to check out, we have gift certificates available too, which take no shipping time. You can just get gift certificates on there and give them to friends and family, and those are available on warehouse23.com as well. But just wanted to mention that because I know we were very pushing that December 8th last week. So that was round 5. 2 more rounds to go. Okay, we've got a corner. Got a straight. What is going on? It feels like it's all corners and straights. Uh-oh. I was not planning for that one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You know what? I can still do stuff with that. That's fine. I'll do the T over here. At least oh God, thank God I had a spot for that. I'm gonna do I just I'm making a beeline for the dragon. We got the dragon, folks. And then we're going to do a corner. Now, I could waste it here. I say waste it. I could go there with it. But I feel like a dead end's it's got to come up. I'm going to do, where's the D monster, just so I know? Up here? Okay, so I'm going to do something like this. Because if I somehow circle around and get the D monster, the D weapon, maybe. I don't think I'm going to do that, but, if I do. I have 2 coins. I did not mark that second coin. 2 coins, and I have 1, 2, 3 bags of loot. Okay, cool. Just keep a track of what I got. Also got an A weapon and an A monster just sitting there waiting for me. So, that's 5 points. So if I can get to the coin and the A, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good turn. That's I think that's going to be my goal. Depending on what we get, getting to the A weapon and the A monster, getting to the coin. That would make a really solid turn. But we haven't seen any draw 2s, and I know there's dead ends coming. So I've got spots for dead ends though, so that's good. That's really good. Plus, I don't know where the dead ends or where the trap is, so we're gonna have fun with that. If you did miss out, I'd say the holiday maps we have done all of them. I didn't do the Thanksgiving one live on air, but we did release the Thanksgiving one recently. I have done that map though. I think this is one of the easier of the holiday maps, which I like. I like this one. It's nice and casual. There's some tough spots like here and here, and up here. Actually, there are some tough spots, but there's enough area here that makes it a little bit easier. The Valentine's Day map is very difficult. The Halloween map is very tough. I think the Thanksgiving map is somewhere in the middle between those two. It's a little harder than this one, but not too terrible. If you're interested in checking them out based on their difficulty, or if you're wondering how hard they are in general, there's a variant in difficulty based on our maps. Okay, I guess we're gonna call that round 6. This is the last round, and based on what's left in the deck, unless all of the draw 2s are down at the bottom, we're probably gonna have more than 4 cards here. Well, we know there's okay. There's a dead end. There's a dead end. No, it's just 3 dead ends, and we got no draw 2s. Wow. Okay, well, I guess we see what the deck wanted to do. So I'm going to do the A weapon, the A monster, the coin, I guess. And do I have any other thing I can do with that T that gets me points? I don't have any I don't have the F weapon or anything like that. see if there's anything like that. I can't do anything. That's a monster. That's a monster. Don't want to start a new entrance because that would be negative points. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else to do here, so I'll just do something there. Oh, I didn't put my markers in the... Wait, did I? No, I didn't. 7, 7, 7, and 7. I think that's the first time we haven't got any draw twos. I don't think I've ever had that. I want to see where they were. So there were 6 cards left in the deck. The draw twos were both on the very bottom. That's hilarious. That's crazy. I've never seen that happen before. Today is the day. It's time for Christmas miracles. And your Christmas miracles, 3 dead ends in the last round. You know what? That's actually the best spot for them. We had 2 dead ends at the very beginning, which is not great, but 3 dead ends at the very end. The very end is the best time to do dead ends because then you've kind of built everything you can. The only catch is if you have... So I've had a route at the end where I have like 1 spot, and to build off that 1 spot, I have to get like the perfect combination of things, and then it's like 3 dead ends, and I'm like, I can't get to anything this round. So that's the one catch. Is it... Don't give me the traps yet. Let's give them a little more time. Let's give everyone else a little more time. Is it 2? It's 2 traps, right? You always give me 2. Okay. We're gonna get everyone a little more time to enjoy the stuff. Actually, we're gonna count up everything, and then when I get down to the traps, then we'll call it out. How about that? We'll leave everybody in big suspense. I'll show you guys how to score it as well. We'll put the scoring on here. So I think that while everyone's kind of finishing up, I'll leave the cards on here. I can start scoring for everyone. So let's look at what we got. So I get +5 for each coin in your path, drawn only if your path is also through a skull. So I did cross the skull. I got 1, 2, and 3 coins. So that's 15 points. +2 for every loot on your path. Double if you got a dragon. It's the double dragon. So I got 4 of those. So that's normally would have been 8 points, but doubled that. It's 16 points. So already pretty good. +1 for each weapon. So I have 1 weapon. The A weapon, so 1 point. +4 for every monster that matches a weapon, which I did get that, so 4 more for that. -2 for every monster your path is drawn through that does not match a weapon. So I only had the 1 monster, so nothing else. So I got nothing there, which is good. +1 for every unused entryway arrows. So I got 1 here, 2, 3. Used all those. Used that one, and then 4 over here. So 4 unused entryway arrows. -2 for every unused card. I didn't use any. I didn't miss any cards. So if you did, just mark there. And then here we go. So I think everyone's had enough time to finish up. Let's call the traps out, Jimmy. Give me the trap numbers. It's gonna be like a grid here. I'll show you guys how it works.
E4.
So E, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a big trap hit me. And where's the other one at?
Go to mark it on the map so people can see where.
Yep. So it's marked here, E4.
On the map, on their map, where it would be.
Okay, there's the E4. So E and then 4. You just do it like a battleship grid, kind of.
And then the second one is at G10.
G10. Okay, so that one did not hit me. But you still mark it here. So that's where those traps were. So that's -3 for every trap that hits you. So I get -3 because one of the 2 traps hit me. So count it up here. So that's 31, 32, 36, 40, -3, 37. That might be the highest score I've ever gotten in this game. Yeah, it's very high. Well, and I didn't even go after monsters, so maybe I've been doing it wrong the whole time because those coins, the coins are 5 points. That's really good.
There's 6 coins on the map.
Yeah.
7 treasures. That's a lot.
Yeah. It's there to give you gifts, right? So that is Deadly Doodles. If you played along at home with me, drop your score down in the comments below. I want to see how you scored. I got to be real. If you beat 37, that's the highest score I've ever seen in this game. So good job. I'm really proud of you for doing that. I mean, literally, I've had scores of like 13. So 37 is great. So yeah, guys, that is Deadly Doodles. If you again haven't checked it out for yourself, haven't gotten it yourself, Definitely want to pick this up at your local game store or at Warehouse 23. This is probably one of my favorite games that we've ever made. Period. I love this game. It's a total blast. I really like the expansion. If you have the base game and haven't checked that out yet, the expansion adds 6 new maps, all with dry erase boards. So you get dry erase boards for 6 maps for all the players, plus a cool die, plus a lot of new mechanics like the skull dice, which obviously can score you lots of points. It's a blast. It's a blast and a half. We got one more live stream before the end of the year. We're really excited. Do something fun for you guys. Stay tuned for that. And also, again, check out our gift certificates online. And if you participate in our social media contest for the signed copy of Simon's Cat, first off, thank you. Second off, I'll be randomly choosing one of those, just throwing all the results in one of those RNG random number generators. So you'll get either from the Facebook posts or the Twitter posts, and I'll send a private message to one of you guys to let you guys know who won. So keep an eye out for that. I'll probably be doing the RNG tonight and then messaging people either late tonight or tomorrow morning. So keep an eye out for that one. But thank you guys for tuning in. And again, drop your scores below. Even if you're playing it on the recording, let me know. I'm curious what everyone's scoring out there. See if 37 is really high. 37 might be, hey, maybe people are getting in the 40s. Who knows? Maybe the traps missed them. But guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next stream and see you around Christmas.